Hello and welcome. I'm Carol DeChaine, your intuitive spiritual guide for practical matters, a Marconic multidimensional energy teacher and practitioner. This month is all about facing challenges. So I asked you what your challenges looked like so far. I asked you how you respond to those challenges. And today I'm asking you, did you ask for those challenges to come your way? The whole point is to be careful what you wish for. And I have a whole podcast on that under Connect to Joy. That's Connect the number 2, Joy, which you can find on pretty much any podcast channel. And there's also a link below the video. The question is, did you go out there in the universe and say, I really want this job to be challenging. Get me something interesting. And then you get it and you go, oh my God, this is stressful. Oh my God, this is difficult. This is too much for me. This isn't what I meant. Be careful what you wish for. Because I know that I asked for all sorts of things before I found my spouse that I'm now divorced from. Lovely person. And he was everything on my list, which I just made once. And then I never looked at it again until after I was going through my divorce. I came across it and went, oh, look, is everything on my list? I was not very clear, was I? Because prosperity minded, yes, it definitely was. Definitely was given gifts and money and vacations and trips and all kinds of really great things. But he lost his job and didn't go back for another one. He was someone that I asked for, I received. But it was a challenging time after a while because it wasn't, the things I requested was not specific enough. You want someone who you can communicate with, who is more than just a great talker, someone who you can talk about deep things with if you're someone who wants to do that and have a real partnership. Or if you're someone, I was going through not a difficult time, but during that time, I also was looking for a condo and on my own after we were getting the divorce. And so I was looking and I had this list and I knew exactly what I wanted and I got exactly what I had on my list. But it wasn't exactly clear because while I love my condo, my fireplace doesn't work. The damper won't stay shut, and I've never had it fixed because all I said on my list was I want a fireplace. I didn't say I wanted a working fireplace. I got a garage like I wanted. I can store things in, but I have to share the garage with 2 other condo owners, which is okay because they're great people, but that wasn't in my list because it wasn't clear. I didn't want stairs in my unit. And there isn't, but there's stairs to get up to my unit. So I said, I don't want stairs inside my unit. You need to be careful what you ask for. Now, it's not really all that challenging, any of those 3 things, unless my knee is acting up. And then the challenge is how to get up to, to my unit. So I have to be very careful. But honestly, when you look at your life and you're going, how did this happen? Figure out what you asked for. So if you want to quit your job because it's too challenging, there's too many difficult things, too many things, you're not getting enough money, the boss is horrible, the whatever it may be, and you're too much pressure, too much of this or too much of that, you're not appreciated, you're not getting the money, whatever it may be, look at all those things and go, okay, I want another job. And then pay attention to what wording you're using. If you make a list, make it specific. So if you say, I want a great boss who appreciates me and rewards me with promotions and raises, or who allows me to work from home, or whatever it is that you really want. And instead of using the word challenge, if that's what you're using, what a challenging job. I was young when I used to use that word. I've learned better, but maybe that's what you think you want. Find another word or 2, because if what you're finding is a difficult job, then challenge is not the word you want to use. It may be another word that you use that still creates a difficult job for you or a difficult relationship. Find words that will make it better for you. When you're asking the universe and opening yourself up, this is what I want. listen to yourself, or maybe write it down first. See if what you're saying is clear. Because if you're not, and you say, oh, well, if I say it that way, it could mean, oh, I don't want that. Just be aware, because it's so difficult sometimes to hear ourselves. We're putting out in the universe something and we're attracting it to us. So if you're looking at what you're attracting, realize that either you're thinking or you're saying something when you're requesting what you want that isn't exactly working. There's something in those phrases or that request that you're putting out there in the world that has a fear underlying it, that has some kind of a wording that you're not quite clear on. So look at those words. Look at what you're asking for and see if it does make sense. If you're saying, I want an exciting relationship, I want somebody that's fun, that is this way, wines and dines me, does this, that, or the other thing, but they aren't serious. You can't have a deep communication with them. Maybe you ask for a great sex life, but and there's nothing beyond that. There's no warmth. There's just fabulous sparks, but you don't feel like they really cared about you. It can be so many different things. So just be careful and look at what you're asking for, and then ask with a whole heart. When you think you're asking for what you want and you're looking at what you have and it's not matching up, and you go, this is what I asked for. This is very clear. This is what I got. This does not look even. Something's off somehow. That's when you know you need to look deeper. What are you thinking? What did you specifically ask for? If you meditated or you prayed about it, look at the wording, figure it out, and then shift it and adjust it, and so it's different next time, or so it can change. Because whatever you ask the universe for, something similar is going to come. You're going to attract that. But you have to be careful. Those limiting beliefs get in your way, and you may not phrase them quite right, or the wording you use means multiple layers to you that you weren't clear on. When I said I wanted somebody who had a prosperity, it was because I was trying to be spiritual about the whole thing. I didn't think I should ask for somebody with millions of dollars or who had a great job and could not, um, have an issue with that part of their life. Didn't even think about it. I was saying I wanted somebody with prosperity minded. Well, that's what I got. But it wasn't something that I could live with. It wasn't clear. When I asked about communication or something, it wasn't clearly in my mind what I asked for. I got a great speaker, wonderful man, couldn't speak about deep things. The things I wanted to talk about were not able to be communicated clearly on both sides without one of us taking umbrage or getting upset. And it was really difficult, or even bringing it up sometimes. So when you look at all of that and you go, wow, I learned so much. But let's make sure it turns it around and it goes forward, that you get what you're looking for, because you want to make sure you're clear so that you don't waste your time, you won't waste the other person's time, and hopefully you both learn from whatever experience you went through. But you don't need to repeat it with the same issues that you went through, because you're asking for the same things again, thinking, well, I wasn't clear last time, but you're still asking in the same way. So make sure you know where things had a little bit of bumps. And what you asked for can be adjusted and shifted. And maybe you've grown, hopefully, from what you've learned in a relationship or in a job or where you're living or your car or whatever it may be that you're having a challenge in. And this abundant mindset can be different when it comes to allowing yourself to face these challenges, to allow yourself to go through these difficult times that you may be having. And look at how you asked for them. And if you go, I didn't, I just got it. No, there's something there. So look at the area of your life and figure out going, well, what did I really want? I asked for Prince Charming, for example, and you think you got a toad. And you're going, well, wait, so what did I actually request? Because Prince Charming can look great, and then you never see anything after Happily Ever After. So maybe you go, It was great, great, great. And then you got together and you figured, okay, here's the happily ever after starts, but you never pictured that part. You never pictured what is happily ever after actually supposed to look like. So your prince became a frog or became himself when your shifting and your mindset changed. And you went, this isn't what I wanted. But it was clear if you'd had your eyes open what you were getting, but you just didn't see it. And maybe you just didn't want to see it because you wanted only what you asked for. So look specifically at those words because you can have anything you want in this lifetime. You deserve to have abundance. You deserve to get beyond these challenges to joy, to fun, to anything that you want. Peace, love, prosperity, all of those things. You just need to shift those limiting beliefs. And you can start by looking at what did I ask for? Because something happened. I attracted whatever is happening to me that I think of as a challenge. I don't really want this in my life. So, what did I say? And how did I draw this to me? You'll be surprised sometimes at what you said. And if you made a list, go look at that list again because you're going to find you probably got everything on the list, but you just weren't clear enough because we are powerful manifestors. We can shift and adjust and change whatever we don't want to have in our life. But first, you need to look at step one. What did I ask for that I draw this to me? And how can I shift that? So that's next week. We're going to rise above what we're facing, these challenges, and see how we can do that. Thank you for joining me here today. I'm Carol DeChaine. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell notification when you want to know the next time that something is posted. And of course, if you want to work with me as a life coach, as a psychic, or as a Marconic multidimensional energy practitioner or teacher, by all means, check out my website, Connect to Joy. That's connect the number 2, joy. And that's also my podcast, which you can find on any podcast channel almost, Connect to Joy. I always want to be there for you to help you find that joy that maybe is missing in your life or is missing in certain sections of your life so you can indeed find that life that is the very best one you want in this time around.